Hello everyone, and welcome back to another live stream here on twitch.tv/Zoom. We've got a whole bunch of bananas in chat, and I like to read out the names of the people throwing bananas as a way of saying thanks for coming by. But, big but, we've got no Minecraft. There it is. Oh yeah, I could have done that with the thing on my stream deck. Is that the first derp? That's the first derp. I could have done that by pressing one button on my stream deck, I forgot. Jeez, I thought this was going to be a derp-free stream. Well, apparently not. Apparently not. I haven't even logged in and I've derped. Typical. Just typical. By the way, for the peeps who watched yesterday's live stream video, let's sleep in a bed here. The live stream cut out right as I had two runs. So if you watched it, this will make sense. I had two runs, right? One of them, I kind of fluked it and went underneath the ramp and then somehow drifted towards the end area and had to shimmy the vehicle that couldn't turn into the end area. And then I thought, well, that was kind of cheaty, let's do it again. And then I did the thing perfectly. And I like looked up at chat because I was all sucked into the computer game and invested in what was going on. That was a strange sight. Hello, good sir. And I noticed that Twitch was balked and I couldn't start the stream again. Something was wrong with Twitch. I don't know what happened to Twitch, but yeah, that was the end of the stream then. So it happens. Cuplex says, yeah, X, sure. I mean, jeez. If you don't want to believe me, fine. But it happened and it was amazing and no one got to see it but me, and that sucks. Budware says you're only 3k away from 800k. Yes. Yes, I'm aware. So what do you peeps think of this build? I asked for comments on a fair few things on my videos, and most of the comments I've read have been about those things and not about this build. Let's get some feedback for this build right here in the Twitch chat, because, man, I feel like this is something special right here. I had to pull out the cards from the top shelf. I don't know quite what that phrase means, but it sounds like it makes sense. I think it's a bit tall, says Jared. Jeez! It's a bit tall! Oh, I can't do anything right. I think it looks great. And we're going to work on it in this stream. We may even put the sign up. Cupleg says, look great, but maybe a bit too tall and skinny. If it is, so be it, I say. Do you know, I just had a little bit of a vision in my mind. A little bit of a mind vision. Oh, a mind vision, he's psychic. Maybe what would look really good in this area is, rather than having uniform walls between the buildings, we have some sort of... Actually, this is going to end up being uniform, but maybe we can do enough here to make it interesting. What if it all came about something like this? Imagine they're all stripped to connect the buildings together. So this one's going to be even taller. That might be the way to go, actually. Rather than have some sort of uniform shape between them, we just have some sort of cobbled together wall, and we could perhaps give it some extra details later on. But yeah, that's one idea that's come to mind looking at this. I think I want to start off, though, by focusing on... Oh, I kind of need to get into here. Bit of a flaw in my plan. I think I want to start off by collecting some materials, just warming ourselves into this stream, you know. Let's keep a bed on us. We're going to need my shovels, both of them, to gather materials to build for the roof. For the roof. Replace the wall with normal grass, X, says Toby Master. I want to have artificial wall. I wanted to use lime because it matches the golf course, but I think we're going to go with green. As you can see, I've been messing around with that here a little bit. I think green looks nicer. That's another material we need to go and collect. Also, there is more golfing stuff popping up around here. I think there are two new courses, this one and one over there. And then there's this building. Wow. I'm not going to stick my head in there, though. I don't know if it's finished or not, because Tango and Impulse were working on that during the stream. It looks like they might have... Yeah, look, they've put snow all around it. It probably is finished then, and they put some snow layers down here, which looks really good. Man, that is a glorious looking build. Oh. What happened to the snowman, eh? Where'd the snowman go? Now I've got to find a pumpkin. Do I have one in my toolbox? No. This is not good. Not good. Concrete powder and in dark green, says Tiger. I could use concrete powder, couldn't I? I'm going to go with the wall, though. I've made up my mind on that one. Rest in peace, Mr. Snowman. Forever remembered. Yeah, where would I have myself some pumpkins? I got a feeling they're in my backpack. Once again, we're streaming and we're off to a... That's derp number 2. Why is that not my silk touch? I always leave my silk touch there. Derp number 2 has occurred. We need to find an ender chest now. Productive. I thought this was going to be an amazing Saturday morning live stream. We were going to do all the building and have so much fun making a glorious construction over here. Oh no. No. You got your hopes up too much, young man. Nothing but derpage. Is there like another creeper explosion here? Goodness me. Goodness me. By the way, we're 6 minutes into this stream and I'm very thankful that I've remembered that... Okay, no pumpkins there. So where's the closest ender chest? I got a cup of tea here that needs a drinking. Maybe False will have one in her base. I don't know if anyone's got one set up. Actually, maybe where some of the hermits were building. Although they're probably done. Let's just wander over here and see if there's an ender chest on the plot. Hey, there we go. That was a good idea then. And do you have any pumpkin heads, False? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whose shulker boxes are these? Left out in the open without shelter. I can't believe it. I can't believe the cheek. Also, why am I not flying? I think I know where my pumpkins are now. Actually, it just kind of came back to me. I think they're actually in one of these chests. Yes. Okay. Okay, we're turning this one around. We're going to be productive today. I swear, peeps. We will be productive today. First order of business is to restore the snowman. And we need to make 2 of these. Sweet! And we're back on it. We got a noise in the ear. It's some cheers and bits from I Love Cats saying, "Don't be so hard on yourself. You're still tired," says Cats. I'm not tired at all. I've had a very awakening morning. Cuplex says X, rescue False's boxes and put it in a shop. Good idea. Good idea. I know exactly how to play this now. I know exactly how to play this one. There's another ender chest here. Ender chests everywhere. Okay, wasn't there a sign in here? Two neglected shulkers collected. 2 neglected shulkers have been actually let's say have been rehomed. Hang on, I'm not. This has got to be more efficient. 2 neglected boxes. 2 rescued, isn't it? Two neglected shulkers have been rescued by False's service. I mean, if I could put more words on there, I would elaborate the sentence a little bit more, but that'll do. So now we'll fly them over to False's Shulkerbox Rescue Shop. I Love Cats is here with more cheers and bits, saying, "Oh right, I was thinking of myself." Derp, Charity. You derp. I Love Derp should be your name. Cass, thank you so much for the bits as always. Yeah, I had a very, very productive morning so far. Woke up, went for a walk, came back, went for a run. Then I did a kettlebell workout, had a shower, and now I'm ready for a stream. And after the stream, I'm going to do another workout, and then I'm going out for the rest of the day. It's going to be a good day, but it's one of those days where you have to be on top of everything, you know? You can't be slacking, you can't be slouching around, watching telly, playing games. It's one thing to the next. So after this stream, straight onto a workout, then I've got it ready to go, and I'll be able to squeeze it all in. Let's put these over here. Rehoming dock. So this one's been rehomed. Okay, we're going to change this sign to say we should charge her to get them back. Rehoming dock. So here we say what was I going to type? Two negative shulker boxes. Shame. Let's change this so it says right, we're going to go neglected rehoming price 1 diamond. So it costs 1 diamond to rehome them. Playing our own game. 2 neglected shulker boxes. Shameful symmetry. Neglected boxes. Rehoming price 1 diamond. Someone should... oh wait, that's our screenshot. Remember we're going to do that screenshot thing. I was going to say, someone should send that to False, but that'll be the screenshot for the upload to YouTube. Amazing. That was great. One Stas says, anyone think Asuma's and Doc's team is far superior to Grian's? I mean, it's not a matter of thinking, really, is it? It's just a matter of pure science. Like, clearly we're the better team. And their team sucks. No need to think about it, jeez. Don't get a wary fairy, just do the basic maths. Bunch of pro Minecrafters versus a bunch of newbie Minecrafters. I mean, what do you expect? We're the better team. That's just how it goes down. Look at these warm, cozy shulkers inside of this building here. They're even off the ground, you know. They're not on the cold, hard ground. They've got a space up the top. Harder for little bugs to get to them. Curls242 is here, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Curls, thank you ever so much for your Amazon Prime subscription. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the live stream. I Love Cats says, ha, X called himself a pro Minecraft, a good one. Oh, ha ha, hee hee ha ha, Cats. Band says, you're crushing for a bruising from Cleo there, X. Watch what you say. I ain't afraid of no Cleo. I ain't afraid of none of their team. I mean, we call it a team, air quotes, you know. Team might be a bit of a stretch. It's like a collection of amateurs, let's say. Oh, I actually picked it up. That was okay. Didn't realise that. So we shall create our new friends. Do I need a no? No! New friend! No, this was not part of the plan. Ah, jeez. The amount of back and forth walking I have to do in this game to get anything done is ridiculous, my friends. It's ridiculous. Pain TSP or Paint SP has subscribed with Amazon Prime. Thank you ever so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Ligan says the trash talk is real. Instead of a team, what about a fraction, a coalition side of the prank war? Who knows? We haven't even figured out our team name yet. So I think we're actually going to need some redstone here as well. Where are my leads? Why are my leads not here? I don't know why they're not there. Are they in here? My leads are gone. Great. Well, then we need the redstone box. Need all the boxes now. Need a crafting bench. There we go. And I think what we're going to do is take some of these. Dude, this stream is not going well. Like, where did that sucker come from? Why am I placing blocks? Dude, this is... minimal damage, at least. Minimal damage. This is just... not a good start today, is it? Not a good start. Right, the rest of that will get filled in when we come back. Goodness me. Extra tea is getting cold, says Toby. Toby, thanks for the reminder, man. I hope in Hightail there isn't creepers. Let's just say that. Oh, now I've got to collect more snow from somewhere. Actually, no I don't. I've got the lead. So we can leash the guy back. Right, where'd you go, you sucker? 15 minutes of my stream I've spent sorting you out. You were supposed to be over here and you weren't for some reason. So I guess I can get snowballs like that. That's enough to make another one, right? But then I don't have the pumpkin, so I do actually have to work with you. You of all people I have to work with. Ah. No, no! Yes, yes. This is going to be tricky. Guess that's a block, isn't it? No, let us stay there. Yeah, I had a feeling that might happen. Aha! Aha! And then we need this one. Aha ha ha! Okay, too many ahas. Right, and then we need to grab this. Yay! We fixed it, peeps! We fixed it! Jeez, what a pain in the butt this stream has been so far. We got a noise in the ear here from the Sniper Hunter saying, "Hello, Asuma. This is my first stream of yours. Keep up the good work." Thank you so much for the contribution. I appreciate that, and welcome to your first stream. Usually we're at least a little... What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Why? Where'd the block go? What kind of... Ah, we found a Minecraft bug. Let's hope it stays there. In case it doesn't... Oh, jeez. I think it's a visual glitch. Oh, goodness me. Why is... What? Oh, my goodness me. There's something wrong with this server. Did you just see what happened? It threw my shovel on the ground. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This is... What the heck was that? What in the heck was that? It threw my shovel on the ground and put the fence post. There's something wrong with this server, I'll tell you. Okay. Now are things normal? No, things are normal now. Thank goodness. HSW says -1 derp for you. I agree, -1 derp. I mean, that was a server derp right there. Sweeney Dunstan has gifted a sub to C4 Catmar. Thank you ever so much, Sweeney, for gifting the sub and supporting someone else in the community. Catmar, thank you for coming to the streams. You're now a subscriber. You can put the emotes in chat. Thank you to the both of you. Uganda Panda says it's 4 AM on a Saturday. Just couldn't sleep because of a bad day. Wish this sadness will just go away. Well, hopefully the stream will take your mind off of things. Also, being up at 4 AM, not a good time to be awake. Ollie says, are you the only one online? If yes, we could blame you for the server. How's that logic work? How does that logic work? Okay, let's start crafting up some stuff here. What happened to... Why is that all, like, separated out across multiple blocks? Strange things are happening. So we made quite a few of those, didn't we? Right, now I feel like my inventory is just full of junk again. And now we can do this a little bit faster, I reckon. Okay, here we go. Sweet! Ferrinic Fever says it's 4 AM for me, and I too have work later today. I'm glad to be joining in the stream though, it's been a while. Well, welcome back. Favourite brand of tea, says Scuba Pigeon. Right now I'm drinking a Sam, I do like a Sam. Sass says, oopsie, I just noticed that I'm playing 750 FPS on the plot world. You won't actually be looking at for 750 FPS, you'll be looking at the refresh rate of your monitor. No Foul says, if you are the only one, just restart the server. And I don't think restarting the server, like, we're not encountering a consistent problem at the moment, right? We had one thunky incident with a block, and if it happened again and again, then yeah, I'd probably restart the server in hopes that that would fix things. But it was just a one-off quirky thing so far. Sass says, I know, I'm looking at 60 FPS that the game is running at 750. What's this one running at? We're at 160 here. Hillian Hero says, Asuma, have you seen the new Queen movie? It's fantastic, highly recommend. I haven't seen it yet, but I do want to see it. I like Queen, I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. Okay, more quirkiness? More quirkiness, peeps, you're seeing it. Gamer Toss DK says, X, remember to put a roof on the snowman or he would die when it's raining. I'm not sure if that's true, it's rained plenty in this area. I mean, no, I think you might be right, but... maybe because it's inside the fence post it doesn't. This guy's been here while it's rained plenty of times. That's for sure. It's just another quirky day morning, says Pittree. I heard that in my head like, it's just another manic Monday. However that song goes. Toby Master says, I watched I Am Legend a couple of days ago. Great movie. The Will Smith one, that wasn't a great movie. But unless I'm misremembering things. That's the Will Smith movie. Wasn't that like a total flop? The rain kills the snowman dead, says the sniper hunter. I reckon that the fence posts block the rain from hitting it because it has, like I said, it has rained plenty of times in this area while I've been on, and that guy is just, you know, still here doing his thing. Come on, we need to hit both. There we go, we're hitting both. Mumbo's an AFK, it's making the whole server quirky. No, he isn't AFK at the moment. He's not on. I'm the only one on. Toga Jiro is here resubscribing for 10 months in a row. Toga Jiro, thank you ever so much for your 10-month resubscription. We also got the Rascal Jack resubscribing for 4 months in a row, saying, Happy Christmas, Sumo. I love Christmas areas so much. It looks really nice. It does look wonderful, doesn't it? It's been a really great project. And thank you to the both of you for your support. Since the night is setting, the night is coming, we'll call it that. And we'll head back in this direction now. What are the two derps about, says Mumbo Asuma Miniats. I think the first derp was for not realising that I could turn on the Minecraft stream without having to finagle my stream settings. And the second one was because I got blown up by a creeper. Although we should redact that one. I've got one redact. I've got a redact in store, okay? If I derp again, I can redact it because the server derped. That's the rules. I just made them up, but that's the rules. Toby Master says, I just love seeing a city like New York abandoned. Oh, in that sense, yeah, sure. I mean, I can appreciate that as well. Yeah, like the ambience of the movie. If you're into apocalyptic type stuff, there's a terrible movie called Escape from New York, which I really like. Like, you can't defend it and go, no, this is objectively good or anything, but I like the ambience of it. It's like in a futuristic, I don't know, like, so long ago that I saw it, like a slum, like a futuristic slum made out of the ruins of a city, something like that. Okay, we've got 2 brown terracotta, and the other bit would have gone on that side. Cool, so to build the roof, we are going to need... Well, I think we're actually starting to run out... Wait. It just dawned on me that there was another important chest for the materials, and I thought we would have lost them. Poultry man. What? Has he been here pinching things? Right, these are the other important materials that we need, right? Some brown terracotta, some brown concrete. I thought the creeper had them for a second there. I really did. Does forgetting derps also count as a derp, says Pitry? I don't know. Kurt Russell's Snake Pilkskin, says DJ Change. That's the movie, yeah. Is something in my brain, like a light went off then? Is that the snake from... Is it based on the snake from the... Or sorry, the Metal Gear Solid snake is based on that character, I think. But they end up actually being quite different. That movie, yeah, I wouldn't defend it or say it's great or anything, but I have a fond memory of watching it. Like, I like the atmosphere of it, that kind of thing. Okay, so we've got our glass back on the side. We're going to need that on the side up there, but we're going to focus on the roof first of all. What's the best way to traverse this roof as well? Can I think I can hop my way over it, by the looks of it. Sweet, so that means we can get to the next one. Why did my spacebar... Oh, I'm sick of the elytra, man. The elytra needs some serious work in this game. Sometimes you press spacebar to jump and it just activates your wings. You fall off. Ugh. Bring on Hightail. Whenever I encounter like some sort of problem in this game now, I immediately think of Hightail. Okay, let's think about what we're doing here because it's been a while since I've done this. So I think the bound concrete comes up to there. And I think we don't extend it across at all. So it's just that. Let's get rid of those and bring these over here. So we need that in those positions. Then the next one is going to have... We'll just bring this all out for now. Ollie says spacebar didn't work. Try the space on your other keyboard. Obviously it works, it just sometimes it will, instead of jumping, it decides to activate the elytra rings. I don't have another keyboard anymore, I've only got the one. Okay, and then I guess we'll build our own little ledge going across here. In fact, we'll just fill this in first and then build the rest after, so we can keep it nice and simple then. Just like that, there we go. Are you going to play Hightail when it comes out, says Peace Lover? Yeah. Yes, I am. Logical Geek Boy says, I hope Hightail is a good level of automation redstone mechanic. The trailer looks great, really looking forward to playing it. It does have some sort of redstone in it. What is the new key for the dirt button? It stops elytra activating. I don't think there is any sort of key to... stop the elytra activating. Right, then we need a row of snow. Row of snow there. Wait, or am I getting that wrong? Is this 2 rows of snow? Okay, you go straight into 2 rows by the looks of it. There's Silk Touch. See, maybe it'd be better if we batch this operation, like... Is that actually right? It's 2. It is 2. And then that will be a full block there and a full block there. Okay, so then it's the same. Yeah, I can see the shape now. Okay. Struggling to remember my own design. At the top it's slightly different though, as you can see. In fact, it kind of looks like it's different there. Or, no, wait, is that what I'm looking at next? So the next one would be... Yeah, and then so would the one beyond it. I think that's right. This is 2 blocks downwards, so you don't look straight ahead, you look down a little bit. But it's 1, 2, and then 1, 2, right? So, yep, that's the way we do it. Sweet. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we'll do it in batches, right? I'll go and do all of this first, and we'll do the snow layers last. And there you go, another one. We got noises in the ear here from Sir Grumples, who is resubscribing for 3 months in a row. Sir Grumples, thank you ever so much for your 3-month resubscription. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy today's live stream and have a good time hanging out with us as we do stuff and things. I have run out of that material already. I did not think I was going to run out of that. Let's go get some more then. So we have this much more brown terracotta. I think what we'll do is we'll grab some white terracotta. And, oh, we need a crafting bench. And there we go, more brown terracotta. Also, I can put away that redstone jazz. Your everyday J Twitch is X. The roofs don't have to be on the same on every building. Make sure they're the same on each individual building. Oh, I think I get what you're saying. Well, I'm going to randomize it up. Look at the snow layers here. They're going to change from roof to roof. That's where the different feel for them comes in, is on the snow layer bit. Otherwise, the rest of it is going to be uniform. Okay, so we've got our brown terracotta. Whoopsie. Nice, that's it. Riffraff says, I see a notification, I grab coffee. I watch. Don't get me talking about coffee, jeez. Inviting me into a conversation. I think I might start drinking tea when I eat, which is usually towards the morning, and then not drink it anywhere in the evening at all anymore. Because all this stuff about decaf, caffeine, I mean, I think I can understand if, I need to research it, but I can understand if decaf is not so healthy because they use certain chemicals to decaffeinate it or something, but maybe just sometimes just go for the more simpler approach, which is just have the tea but don't have it anywhere near sleep, and don't drink as much of it, which is disappointing because I really like tea. Have you considered cocoa/hot chocolate, says Blackjack? Cocoa/hot chocolate isn't really a substitute for tea, because tea is a practically 0-calorie drink that has some herbal benefits and properties supposedly. Hot chocolate is just a sugary cocoa drink, right? I love hot chocolate, don't get me wrong, hot chocolate's amazing, but it shouldn't be part of like my daily drinking habit or whatever. X, just get into water, says Sass. Water is what I drink most of all the time. I've got bottles of water all around the house. I drink water. I don't drink fizzy drinks. I don't drink, I don't know, whatever you don't drink when you drink water. Water's my main drink. I just also love tea. Dude, we're out of that quick, ain't we? We are out of that one quickly. Let's go make some more then. Didn't expect to breeze through a stack so quickly. DJ changes, actually, they don't use chemicals to extract the caffeine, only centrifugal force. Huh. Well, I was told by a comment in another stream that there were chemicals involved in the decaffeination and that was not healthy, but I haven't had time to research it. Tea is just leaf soup, says Nightcrawler. Kind of, yeah. It's kind of like a leaf soup. I mainly drink fruit juice, says Doggy1Gal. I would be very cautious drinking fruit juice. If you drink actual fruit juice that you made yourself from the fruit, then it's probably like fair game, as long as you don't have a crazy amount. But if you're drinking those fruit juices on the shelf, They are awful. They are loaded with sugar. They are pretty much like fizzy drinks. Always learn how to read the back of like a product, like the calorie content and what's in it, carbohydrates. Like, that's a really good trick to learn, because when you turn around and look at the product on the back, it's different from looking at the advertising and the buzzwords that they're using. Then you have a better idea. So like when I go for peanut butter, you can get some really sugary, smooth and crunchy peanut butters, which are usually like, I don't know the name of them, but if I off the top of my head, isn't one of them called Crunch Pat or something? But then there's these ones called Whole Foods, and if you look at the calorie count and whatnot on the back and the ingredients, you can, you know, determine how much healthier of a product it is. And the ones that I've been buying, the peanut butters that I eat, have 0 sugar in, 0 added sugar. Let me rephrase. Anyway, so I was at the store yesterday doing the Christmas shop, and I was looking at a fruit juice container that looked really different to normal ones. It was vegetable juice, to correct myself. So I flipped it over, looked at the back of the packet, and no added sugars. It tells you the ingredients. It's nothing but vegetables. It's like there's carrots in there, there's tomato, there's no added chemicals. It's all just the natural things mixed up in a blender. And then when you look at the calorie count for a glass is really low. It was like 80 calories for like a big glass of 100 grams or whatever it is. And then you look at the protein count and all that sort of stuff. Like, it's low on carbohydrates. Like, you can tell a lot from a product by looking at the back of it. That's actually something I think we talked about in the past. And when we talked about it in the past, I think I might have been more ignorant at that point. But I kind of educated myself a bit more and, you know, read up on how it all works. And once you learn how to read the back of those things, like, you might find yourself just flipping over whatever you choose to buy to the back a bit more often, so you can figure out what exactly it is you're actually buying. Vegetable juice is so good, says UGM Trash. I've had some in the past, but I don't know if it was like sugary stuff or not, but this time I know it's like a no added sugar vegetable juice, actually made just from vegetables, so I'm looking forward to drinking some of it. It'll probably be one of the first things I drink this Christmas before I get onto all the sugary stuff. Like, I brought myself some chocolate bars and things that I've been waiting all year to eat. Pop-Tarts will be another one. Lord Zubat says, sometimes I suck on a piece of fruit like it's a hard candy. You can do that with grapes and things like strawberries, I find. Not so much bananas. Couplex says, in Australia we're starting to get a 5-star rating system on all foods now issued by the government. I hope this will help people make healthier choices. I like the sound of that. I really think regulation done right is a great way to move forward, because you can build incentive systems for the companies that make products to push them in the right direction. Once you got the consumers like knowing, hey, this fizzy drink is terrible for me, then it means they have to adapt and they have to stop making the terrible products and relying on marketing. They've actually got to hit that rating and make a healthy product. Once all the companies start doing that and the less healthy options disappear, then, you know, you'll see people's health in a country just generally increase. I prefer fruit over candy any day, says UGM Trash. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. Much prefer fruit to candy. Especially just those, like, total sugar candies, you know. Haribo and stuff like that. Oh, they're awful. Love a good Pop-Tart, but where did you get them in the UK? I can't seem to find any, says Oliver. Asda sell them, but they are a little bit on the rare side. They are tricky to find. Not everyone sells them anymore. I mean, I remember them being everywhere when I was a kid, but it's not so much. You can also buy them on Amazon and get them shipped to your door, which I did when I found the peanut butter variety. That was really tasty. I've said it before, I think I really like Pop-Tarts because they've got like a big element of savoury with the sort of breaded pastry, whatever we're going to call it. So I need more blocks, which means I need to use that shovel over the snowman. Fuzzbox says, I don't touch sweets, the only thing I indulge in is 90% or higher dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate. I've been eating 100% black and 99%. Dark chocolate's great. And also supposed to be healthy for you to have every once in a while. I don't know how often. I probably eat it way more often than I should, you know, because we live in this world with all these sugary snacks everywhere. It's kind of like a bit of a way to substitute that just by eating a whole bunch of dark chocolate. Cat says, geez, the highest I've gone is 80. Keep off the sugar and just keep trying. Like they do 80, 85, 90, 95, 99 of the. Is it Lindt? The one with the square boxes. There are other brands as well, but they're the ones that I see everywhere. They're like cornered the market on it. How long did it take you to work up to 100%, says Fuzzbox? Oh, probably like months, but yeah, probably months, but like it wasn't like I was keeping track or anything, you know. It was just sort of started out with some 80, and I did actually eat something that was like 80 after eating the 100, and I did not like the taste of it anymore, because you could just, like, the taste of the cocoa and the sugar were just sort of separate. Okay, let's craft this stuff. Right, that is probably actually enough to finish this project now. And we're just trying to finish it, so let's get over there and do that. Let's also have a little fly around. This is going to look good, peeps. This is going to look good. That's what I'm saying. This is going to look good. We got a noise in the ear. It's a new subscriber with Amazon Prime. It's Troll Monkey. Troll Monkey, thank you ever so much for subscribing. I appreciate your support. And I like your username. I like it ever so much. Shatter Blaster says alcohol is literally a class 1 carcinogen. What does that word mean? I've heard that before. I don't think it was 100% intended to be eaten alone, says Locos. Well, I eat it on its own and it's fine like that. Yeah, but I don't know what you could mix it really with that isn't sugary. Carcinogens treat cancer. Right, don't go start drinking alcohol thinking it will prevent cancer. Sure, it's not that straightforward. Cause. Oh, it causes cancer, right. That makes more sense, because, I mean, you know, alcohol is just basically poison. That's why you get drunk of it, because you're not supposed to drink it. X, any data pack releases soon, says Dewally. Nah, none for a while. Because I'm doing daily uploads on the main channel. I've just been focusing on that one now. Cuplex says, causes cancer, you derp. Look, I'm just reading what chat says. Why do I get called the derp? Goodness me. Goodness me. Okay, I did misread chat that time, but... Come on, let me have my excuse. How are the Snurtles going? The Snurtles are probably doing good over there, aren't they? We can't see them from up here. Fun fact, one of the oldest discovered human settlements is believed to have been founded solely on account of having learned to brew beer, says Lord Zubat. Well, we can pretty quickly, deductively disclude that. Like, that's almost like a nonsense statement, because the first settlements would have been around the abundance of food, right? Like, creating alcohol? I don't know the history of alcohol, but I know that settlements started because of an abundance of food and resources when humans started to cooperate and work together. Like, you wouldn't skip a step like that and go straight to alcohol, right? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Pitry says, that reminds me of those people who show correlation graphs that show that cell phone use is causing cancer. Since it's a correlation, why are they sure that cancer doesn't cause cell phones? Interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if they had an effect. You see, like, we live in this age where we've got our Wi-Fi's and infrareds, all these, like, there's all this noise going on that we can't see that is invisible to us, and I wouldn't be surprised if somehow it could have an effect on us. just doesn't seem like a particularly crazy idea. Obviously, you'd have to back it with the science and show, no, this is actually the case. And I don't know what the latest is on the old, is it causing cancer or not, but it doesn't seem like the craziest idea ever to think, hey, we're flooding our environment with all these invisible waves that we can't see, and we, you know, may not know how we actually fully interact with them, so there's that going on. Everything causes cancer, says Musia. Yeah, it does seem like everything's got a link to it. Maybe that's just what life is. Okay, now we're talking about alcohol and cancer, says MTev. Just some of the things we talk about. Let's spin the wheel of conversation. Will it be cancer? Will it be alcohol? Who knows? Alright, we got another noise in the ear. Haytons has subscribed with Amazon Prime, and Red Inventor has subscribed with Amazon Prime as well. Thank you for the Prime subscription, peeps. I appreciate it ever so much, and I hope you enjoy the stream. Stellian says, Asumi, you could look at any two things, find a way they correlate, and then claim one causes the other. That's not how it works. Yeah, I know. I understand the. I understand how correlation can be misinterpreted. There's quite a lot of stuff to be known about correlations, the logic of it, and how people get it wrong. I've watched loads of those little YouTube videos about it, right? Just what I'm saying is, I'm not saying here's a correlation. I'm just saying if they turned around and went, hey, all these waves that we're flooding into the atmosphere are little Wi-Fi waves, or I don't know, radio waves. Hey, we just found some negative things that they do. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised. It just doesn't seem like such a crazy idea that flooding our atmosphere with these wavelengths and stuff could have some inadverse effects. And we got a noise in the ear. It's Ilove Cats doing cheers and throwing bits, saying, just a reminder, most people here aren't doctors. Don't take what they say for granted. Read articles and educate yourself before taking anything people say is true. Smiley face. Cats, I appreciate that. I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me. I'm just I could be completely wrong. There might have been some sort of scientific study out there that went, hey, look, these little Wi-Fi waves are definitely 100% absolutely safe. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is why we have specialists, right? So we can get things right. Okay, I need to go get some more of those layers. I also need to go sleep in a bed and avoid any nasties in the area. Every action has an effect. It seems that these days it's always a negative effect. Haha, says Sukrint. Depends to what you're talking of. Dr. Derp, says Cuplax. That's the one thing I'm definitely a doctorate at, okay? I've got my bachelor's degree in the old derpage. Don't you ever question me about the derping. That's all I can say, really, isn't it? Don't you dare ever question X about the knowledge of the derp. The derp is within me. Okay, I'm an expert on the matter. Let's go, yeah, Silk Touch Shovel. Wrecking zombies. Let's go get more layers. Hey, Vsauce Asuma here, says Dimitri. You know it, I love that sort of stuff. It's just, like, I love watching, I've been reading or listening to Stephen Hawking's Theory of Time, oh, I forget what it's called, book. And I love watching stuff about quantum science and whatnot. But it's all just like this intriguing thing that gets you thinking. And it doesn't seem to matter, well, actually, some of it sticks with me a bit better over time, but like, the more like you watch those videos about the slit experiments and shining light through it and stuff, like you start to understand bits of it, but then when it comes to that moment where you've got to recite all the stuff that you've watched, like you know, then I like am not so great at remembering this stuff, you know. Wow, that's about the most we're gonna get out of that. So let's place these and hope that it does the rest. Am I making any sense? Like, I can watch lots of these videos, but it takes a long time for me to actually absorb it properly. Goodness me, just fly! Please, just fly. Stop going halfway off the... What was that? What was that? I just skidded sideways into the building. Just fly. Just fly. Look, halfway off the ground again. Why do I always go halfway off the ground? I'm getting agitated. I need to calm down. I'm getting agitated here. I'm getting agitated. Hashtag just fly, says K-Deads. Just fly. Just fly already, Elytra. Spread thy wings. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, like, the information goes in, you feel like you understand it, but then when it comes to, like, reciting it, it's like, you know, one of the things that I was listening to in the Hawking book that really stuck with me, and that I have thought about many times before, is something called the Anthropic Principle, I believe. And this is, like, especially useful in... It often comes up in arguments to do with, like, questioning why we're here, and putting forward, like, an argument for a creator or a god, which is like an alright thing to do. To me, the whole creator god argument, like, I don't know, it doesn't really feel like that. Almost seems less interesting, but it also seems to pose the same questions, right? Like, if we have a creator, then to me it's like, okay then, so the creator has to exist in something, and therefore, what is it that it exists in? So if all of this is created by some creator, then it feels like all of the science that we have about how the universe works, or how we think it works, it goes straight back to that question again. Blackjack says, Anthropic Principle, if I recall correctly, is saying, the only universe you would find yourself is the one you can be in. As such, the universe being suitable for us is just evidence that you can exist, not for a god. Blackjack, yeah, that is a far more intelligent and, let's say, I don't know, that's like a broader way of explaining what it applies to. That's a really good, like, well-written little, well-articulated thing. You sort of added even more into it than the way I would explain it. The way I would explain the Anthropic Principle, right, and this is in relation to, okay, we understand these conditions are needed to form life. So we look out into the universe, and then we're like, oh geez, planets like this distance from a sun, you know, how often do they appear? It's like 1 in a quadrillion or whatever. And so you end up with these astronomical numbers, in which you say these are the odds for life to exist. And so the argument against it is often like, people have this logic, and I think it's like a flawed way of thinking about it, where you're like, oh, this number is so big and astronomical, surely, you know, it means that there's a creator. We couldn't have just happened to have come here with those kind of odds, right? Anyone understand what I'm talking about now? Because a lot of chat is talking about all sorts of different things. So it's the idea that we say, hey, we figured out that the odds of us existing here are 1 in a quadrillion gazillion, and then you turn around and go, well, that's ridiculous, therefore we must have a creator of some sort, right? So the Anthropic Principle, to put it lightly, is kind of like saying, well, in order to be able to go, oh look, the odds of us being here are 1 in a quadrillion, you have to be the 1 in a quadrillion. Which means that for that person looking at the odds, like, you're the only one that can actually figure that out and say that, because you're here. It's actually 1 in a derpillion, actually, says Pave Menthumper. Anyway, here's the way I was thinking about, like, explaining it slightly differently. Which is, jeez, we all understand the odds of a dice, right? A dice has 6 sides, you roll it, and you have a 1 in a 6 chance of getting, like, the number that you picked. So if I said, you know, pick a number between 1 and 6, and I'll roll the dice 6 times, you'll probably say there's a fair chance that I'll get my number, right? Because it's 1 in 6. Everyone with me so far? Hope you're all with me. So what I was thinking is like, okay, we understand what the odds are, 1 in 6. And we understand if we roll the dice 6 times, we'll probably get 1. But if the odds are really astronomically high, so we calculate, oh, the odds of us existing are like 1 in a quadrillion, right? What do we know how many times the dice has been rolled? Because what if the amount of time the dice has been rolled for us to exist is even bigger than that number? What if it's like 10 times as big? You know, then like even those odds are in relation to something else. That's why it seems like, you know, the fact that we're here is just all that needs to be said. What's someone saying about my bow? Oh, my bow and my shovel is low. They're all repaired now. I read that message, now it's irrelevant. Let's put that one here. This thing's so fast, I love it. Just stand here and it's done. David says the reason it's called astronomical odds is because it only happens on literally astronomical scales, aka the entirety of the universe. Using rough numbers, roughly 100 billion to some trillion numbers of stars per galaxy, 100 billion galaxies in the observable universe. I think that was an answer to what I was saying, that the amount of times the dice has been rolled is observable universes, are we saying? So the odds is the odds per universe, sorry, per galaxy. Got those the wrong way around. If the odds that like get thrown around are per galaxy and then you've got millions of galaxies, then you could assume there's other life in other galaxies. I'm trying to pick out some messages here, but Oliver says it's actually 1 in 300 sextillion. Well, here's the thing. Like, there are quite a few people in the scientific community who have thrown around like numbers that they've come up with to say what the odds of us being here are. So you can actually find like quite a lot of different numbers that people have estimated. Sass says, I've been in a 3T field myself. I've talked to people who saw aluminium stars fall in a 7T field, and they said it looks weird and they fall real slow. I wish I knew what T fields are and what you're talking about, because that sounds like some astrology, cosmology stuff going on. Wait, isn't astrology the nonsense one? Which one's the nonsense one? Is it cosmology is the legit one and astrology is the nonsense one, right? I wish that thing didn't exist, astrology. It's so confusing when you accidentally say the wrong one. It's like, no, I'm not talking nonsense. Let's turn on the sounds now, because I will otherwise forget, won't I? Man, this farm is dope. And then we go again. Astrology is nonsense. Astronomy and cosmology are science. Thank you, astrology. Right, I got to remember that that's the nonsense one. Hey, astrology has cool aesthetics at least, says Neo Cry. It does. I mean, yeah, it kind of sounds cool and interesting, but it just, the logic of it falls apart. Like, you have, people who have some sort of mystic intuition and can give you vague references and clues and insights that are pretty palatable to most people. A T unit is called a Tesla, which is a measure of the strength of a magnetic field. Earth's magnetic field is roughly 1/20th of a 1 Tesla, or 1/20,000th of a Tesla. Blackjack, you sound like a very knowledgeable person. Why isn't the world loading for me? Dimitri says, what do you mean the odds of being here? Like, if we look at the conditions for us to be here and then go and look out elsewhere into the galaxy and go, where else do we find those conditions? Then you can calculate an odd, right? So if you looked at every galaxy and you always found these conditions, then the odds would be better, and if you rarely found them, the odds would be worse. Right, the game kicked me out there, which isn't promising. Ilu Cat says, I had this argument with a friend at the university. I studied physics, studied biology, speaking the odds of forming life, and I think that the fact that the universe is so big means to me that the chance of other life from somewhere. Jeez, Cat, so I was trying to read that as it scrolled off the screen. I need a pause button. Really need a pause button. This doesn't look good, by the way. This happens every now and then, that I just run into these issues with logging onto the server. I'm going to restart the server, peeps. Let's see if that helps. Sin says, I hope I can watch Siswamban before the internet poops out. Well, oh, why am I logged out? I shouldn't be logged out of here. Give me a moment, peeps. I've now got to log in. It should remember me, is what it should do. RIP HC Services, $5. Something's going wrong with it. Emperor says a fact. The interface from planets affects the magnetic sphere of the sun in that way. Oh, sorry, I can't even read that. The chat's moving too fast. Chat is moving too fast. Okay, Hermitcraft. Oh, that one shouldn't be on. Oh, we can boost the performance of the server a little bit now, as well. Okay, restarting the server, peeps. Let's give it a try. Might have pressed join a little bit too quick. All this talk just confused me. When you dream, do you go somewhere? Like, what if your dreams are an alternative universe? Maybe that's where you go in an afterlife. And my brain works. Well, I think dreams speak to the nature of consciousness quite a lot. Like, there's obviously some link to consciousness, and this doesn't look good, by the way. Okay, yeah. Hang on, False is trying to join the game. Did I see? It'd be helpful if she didn't for a moment. Let's give it one more try. We'll give it one more try, and then I might restart the stream and do something hacky to make it work. We'll split the stream up into 2 halves or something. Right. Let's try and join again. By the way, Eloine and Human Pork Rind have subscribed. Human Pork Rind for 9 months in a row. 13 minutes ago. Jeez, I'm far behind. We're getting sucked into our talks about the cosmos. I'm in! It worked! Woohoo! Okay, we don't have to restart and do horrible things. Good, good. And False is joining as well. Cool. So we don't want to go through a nether portal again, because when these issues happen, it's usually at a nether portal. A little bit concerned about the amount of mobs on the surface. Never see that many around here. What is that Scar World, says Zenderstoom. Oh! Might be a little hint of something you're going to see over the Christmas break. Let's say that. Okay, now we have a Silk Touch shovel again. Why don't I, like, give these things names, like assume a silk shovel? That would be so helpful. Iridium Boy, Iridium Goy even, has subscribed with Amazon Prime. Iridium Goy, thank you ever so much for your subscription, I appreciate it. Let's keep talking about the space stuff and the quantum stuff. All this stuff fascinates me. Who's got some interesting stuff to share about the world of space? I was listening to podcasts about this shapy asteroid that came through the solar system recently that was like a really unusual shape, and people thought it might be a solar flare or aliens, but yeah, I don't know. It was some sort of rock that had some unusual shape, and then it had like an unexpected change of propulsion or something. Oliver says, do you believe in the simulation theory, X? Personally, I believe that we could be multiple simulations deep. I don't. It just instinctively seems odd to me. We had this discussion many times before, and usually I put forth this argument of someone who calculated that, you know, you need like Dyson sphere levels of energy and crazy like amounts of resources, like planet-sized amounts of resources to compute what we see and experience around us, right? But then someone pointed out that goes on the assumption that we're in base reality, which is fair, like a fair point. But I don't know. It's a bit of an odd argument. I mean, because like the simulation is an idea, right? It's an idea that we could be simulated. It's like the idea that the lemon is all powerful and controls everything, so therefore Well, of course the lemon controls everything. It's kind of like that sort of logic to me. Ponybut says, X, talking about the odds of us existing being so high, a god must have done it, makes me giggle. The odds of you being who you are, which sperm egg met to make you is so high, God must have gotten your mum pregnant. What are you? Everyone is secretly Jesus. What is this, Pony? I thought you were making a point, then it got kind of really weird there. Talking about eggs and sperm, jeez. Supposed to keep it PG around here. Ow! Bang my butt into this building. Okay, well these ones are clearly done. Over we go. I think this might be as far as we got. We might have literally been a few away from finishing by the looks of it. Can I just put a couple more up there? Do you believe that the moon landing is real, says Mike. I certainly, when I was younger, got caught up in the conspiracy theory stuff, right? And I genuinely thought it was fake for a while. But then I also would, like, listen to both sides of an argument. And I realised that both sides can pull experts that will say different things. And that is so very true of, like, the 9/11 stuff as well. You will find experts that say contradictory different things on both sides of the argument. So it's very hard to know who to trust, what to believe. I think one of the best arguments for the 9/11 is just the whole, like, keeping people's mouths shut argument. If it's an inside job, how many people had to be involved in it? It's like too big a secret to keep. I think that's a fair argument for it. When it comes to the moon landing, you know, like, I've heard some really interesting stuff about, like, the amount of radiation in space would make it impossible. There was one thing that was going to settle it. I remember when I was a kid waiting for it, the Japanese were going to build a telescope that was so powerful it could look at the surface of the moon and see if the flag was there, and that would be like irrefutable proof, right? The flag's there, we went. Well, I say we, the Americans went. I mean, Earth went. That's what I mean. That's what I really mean. Jeez, let me jump. Ah, not down here. But I never heard, like, what happened to that. It just... Did they build it? What happened? I don't know. I figured if they did and they took images and they went, flag's there, it wouldn't be big news. If the flag wasn't there, it would be crazy big news, right? If they were like, you know, the flag's gone. That would make some headline news right there, and then all the all the tinfoil hat people will go, told ya, told ya. Right, I think that's almost the last of our roofs. We apparently didn't do this down here. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with the roof building now. Why didn't I fly? Jeez. Maybe 911 was opted by the government, but a private group. I don't know. Let's... Hail lemon. The flag is white now, says Jake. Hail the lemon. The flag... Wait, people are saying the flag is all white. Peeps, are you saying that they took a picture of the flag and it's now all white, like it's covered in space dust or something? I would love to read an article on that. I've been waiting to hear about... Look how long I'm flying for. What's going on with my connection to this server? I'm eating and I'm flying forever. Great. Great. Okay, our roofs are in place. Now it's time to start work on the front of the building, I think. I know what I want to do here. We're going to have to... Oh, we're going to have to fly again to get some materials. No! I should have stayed in the air. Wait, what flag, says Cats? The one on the moon! The sun bleached it, says Despin. Cool. That makes sense. So, is this something I can go read? Like, can someone enlighten me on, like, when they managed to look at it? Because they didn't have telescopes powerful when I was a kid. Powerful enough. Oh, that's so cool. White due to the radiation. The moon has no ozone layer to protect it, says David. Interesting. Radiation of the sun, perhaps. Astronauts left special mirrors on the surface of the moon, so the Earth, we can reflect strong lasers and receive some of the reflection from the lasers, says Gundro. I've heard that as well. Yeah, I've heard that. That doesn't come up in the conspiracy theory arguments very much. Why we talk about the moon, says Demphy. Why not talk about the moon? Do you know what I don't have with me? I don't have my little pass, and that's fine, because I will just go in like this. A little bit of a security flaw. Don't worry about it. That'll probably do. Make sure it's shut, which... Wait, no, that... You're supposed to shut it. Oh, no, that's supposed to open it so you can get out. Yeah. And then there's a button there to shut it. Right. Jeez, remember how to use my own stuff. Assumer turns his stream into a conspiracy room, says a spacebar. Well, considering that I'm not supporting the conspiracy theories, I wouldn't say so. I'm just pointing out that, like, when you go and watch these things, watch both sides, because you'll, like... hear many points refuted back and forth, and people will bring in experts that contradict each other. And I mean, if you're interested in this stuff, it's like, if you're interested in anything, just try and hear it from as many perspectives as you can. Like, the truth of things usually emerges. Like, the truth of the whole moon landing stuff for me was just like, right, one day we'll be able to look there and see if the flag's there. So why have an opinion about it until you can look there and see if the flag's there? You know? If we look there and go, the flag ain't there, then I might go, oh, what does this mean? Are there aliens on the moon who took the flag? Or did we just not go there? Fuzzbox says, except for anti-vaxxers and flat earthers. I would say if anything, those people the most. Not exception, I'd say those are the people who most need to... Okay, you're going to have an anti-vaccine standpoint? Great. Also listen to the pro people. I may have to go... Wait, I have no idea what that is, actually. Someone at my door. Wait, actually... Hang on, give me a second, peeps. Aha. I don't want to log out, and I don't want to stop streaming, but I do not know what is going on. I should probably go check this out. Hang on, let me... Ah, okay. Okay, I just got to go for a second, peeps. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. And I Live Cats has gifted a sub to False Symmetry. I think you're trying to tell me that False is watching. Sorry I missed that one, Cats. Oh, right. Running up and down the stairs. Need a moment to catch my breath. Sleep in the bed. Platypus Prince says, X, I get what you're saying about seeing both sides. I can't see the other side when it comes to flat earthers because I'm literally Australian and they believe I'm an actor paid by the government. Platypus Prince, what I mean is, like, pay attention to both sides and lots of arguments, because the truth, the more logical thing, the smarter thing generally emerges, right? The problem with flat earthing is that people box themselves in. Like, flat earthers are kind of against the stream, so it's like, oh no, you people you got it wrong, it's a theory, it's, you know, all these crazy ideas that sort of concrete the argument together of, you know, paid actors and government theory, conspiracies and stuff like this. The problem is they're not going out and listening to the arguments on the other side of the fence, right? You grow up with the knowledge of, oh yeah, the Earth's round, it's a sphere, la 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 la, and then you hear all this, oh no no no, wait a minute, all of that stuff's not actually true. And then if you listen to flat earther arguments, which I have done, you realise that if you're only listening to that and you're okay with the idea that it's a conspiracy, it can, make sense, because you can link the things that they're saying together. But if you also listen to the other side of the argument, people who can explain and go, oh right, well you've just described this thing, and actually, here's an explanation of this and that, etc. Like, they're not listening to that side of the argument. I watched a flat earther video with a woman who, she said, oh yeah, I've done my own research. And they were like, oh right, like what? And she goes, well, I went down to the ocean and had a look, and I'm pretty sure it's flat, she said. And they even showed her going there and just pointing from side to side and going, look, it's flat. And it's like, whoa! Someone can explain so much about that to you. Like what you're doing wrong there. I think also part of it might be when people think they're an expert on stuff. There's this effect called the... Oh, it's got two people's names. It's an effect where they noticed that people who were less intelligent were more likely to believe themselves as being far superior intelligently than they actually were. And this is because they're actually really poor at judging their own sort of intelligence, right? Their own level of intelligence. I don't know if I'm using the right words here. Jeez. The Dunning-Kruger effects is riffraff. That's the one. The Dunning-Kruger effect. So they are actually really poor judges of their own level of intelligence and overestimate their intelligence, right? And they think, they've got all the answers and don't realise that they haven't. That might be another type of person that gets pulled into the whole flat earth thing. The other thing as well to say, not in favour of it, but in some sort of sympathy of it, is that a lot of the science stuff behind how we know the Earth is spherical, the actual science of it can be pretty tricky sometimes. It's not always as simple as it seems, because going and looking at something is feels like a simple observation. It's in front of me, therefore it is. But we can be tricked. Perception is perception, and if you don't think of it that way, it can be easy to go to a beach and go, look, it's flat. That still cracks me up though. Cracks me up big time. Right, I think we need some coarse dirt. Orsamo says, and if the Earth is flat, then how do time zones exist? It's a government conspiracy. The time zones are put in place to make you think that the Earth is sphere and that we need one. See, that's the kind of deductive logic that gets used. If the Earth is flat, where's the edge? I don't know what their answers are to those sorts of questions, but I'm sure they've got some. Okay, let's have a look at where the slope is going to go. We've got to go down by 2 blocks, and over here we're going to want that to be the bush. It'll pretty much run the length of the building, and so we go. Actually, it's only the 1 block, isn't it? Okay, we need to pick our tools here, because we've got a lot of stuff. Yeah, that'll do. Just like that. I think that's it. That's literally it. Just the gap in between is the bit where it goes down, so we can do that all the way across. Camo J says, X, have you heard that some people think the Earth is a donut? I think that's just the door opening now. You can now just go, I think it's this, I think it's that. I think it's an ellipsoid. I don't know. What is an ellipsoid again? Anyone who lives in a country where it's snowing right now, says Pi 90 Ever. I mean, it's the Christmas season. It's the odd time for it to start snowing. Oh, I'm really having a day with words today. Jeez. Is that I've done that correctly? Because this was 1 lower, then we went 1, 2 again, and then that's... Have I put that at the wrong height? Remember, all of these are going Oh, I think I know how I did it. Right. I'm not thinking about this correctly at all. The front of this isn't going to work to the same tune that the roof does, where it goes up and down by 2 blocks. So I think we might be getting ahead of ourselves a little bit doing this. Let's work on the fronts of the building and decide where we want all of this to kind of land. To do that, I'm going to need some different materials. I Love Cats is also here with more cheers and bits that I have ignored for 6 minutes. Jeez, I'm a terrible streamer, saying, it's time for a party. Oh wait, he's back before I got to the chance to cheer. Darn it, X! Hashtag charity. Cats, it's almost like you cheered while I was gone anyway, because I didn't notice. Because I'm terrible at this. Okay. So, slabs and stairs. Dark oak fences. Spruce. Glass is needed here. Those are some of the key materials, I believe. So if we decide that actually we're going to have the front of this area down at this height, we'll even go an extra block lower just to make this more interesting. So it's going to be down there, we're going to move these bushes, etc. Then we're going to build a window. Now the question is, can we fit 2 windows on this building? So the smallest window we'll always make 3. Actually, maybe we'll make an exception. So, oh, it kind of looks like we can get away with having 3. I need something to like build up and build back down on. Let's go with our brown concrete. So we go up, then we have what I think is... Oh, jeez, let's just run over there and have a look. Oh, it's the sideways stairs. Well, I'm glad I came and looked, because that was not what I was thinking. So we have a sideways stair after 3, this one, and then a slab on top of it, I think is what we saw. Question is, are we going to squeeze in an extra one? So we're going to need at least a gap of 1 block. So if it started there, 1, 2, 3, I think we can squeeze in an extra one on top of it. Awesomeo says, in what way would the government benefit from lying to us about the shape of the Earth? That I do not know. That is the one thing the theories haven't established. Is the old, why would they do that? I don't know. Okay, so a gap of 1. We have this thing here. Then we have 1, 2, 3. I think it might be nicer to have 1 big long window instead of 2. Maybe we'll save 2 for like the one over there that's genuinely taller. I think I'm going to go with that actually. Also, my phone just got another message. Let me have a quick look. X, you of all people should know it's for a troll. The Flat Earth movement is not a troll. It's pretty scarily legit. Why are all cookies called cookies and not bakies? Because they are baked and not cooked, normally, says Trollfrost. That's an interesting one. Did you know cookies are baked, not cooked? I mean, what is the actual difference there between the two then? Because they both get shoved in the oven. Okay, I guess maybe it has something to do with the state of what you're creating. Like, baking is heating it up and cooking is transforming it more, right? That would be my guess. My theory is the government keeps it secret to keep the controversy so the people are put in check. I got no idea. The sphere isn't a sphere, it's an oblate spheroid, oblate ellipsoid. I said ellipsoid earlier, didn't I? I knew that word had something to do with planet. Okay, this looks like a little bit on the large side. Oh, we've got to put in some spruce. Like, should the top of it actually be level? There's another idea. Maybe we make them level. I'm going to bring on my camera account. I feel like I'm just looking at stuff and not wondering if I want to do it that way or not. Rezus says, imagine to be an astronaut exploring the universe, travelling with almost the speed of light. After one day, everybody you would know on Earth would have died. If you move at the speed of light, everyone would have died. Is that what you're saying? Just Enemy says, Asuma, do you believe in conspiracy theories? I hereby believe in all conspiracy theories, even that ridiculous one that fella over there with tinfoil hat on just made up. I mean, I don't believe in a conspiracy theory because it's a conspiracy theory, if there is a conspiracy, there may be a theory about it, right? I think the unfortunate thing with conspiracy theories, it all sort of gets painted into one thing, but then a fair amount of them are pretty out there. Like, there's a lot of theories that what are some of the other like pop theories? Like there's a lot of theories that Courtney Love killed or hired someone to kill Kurt Cobain. But like, I don't know a lot of it, other than there are some really odd circumstances around his death, the amount of drugs he had in his system when he supposedly killed himself, but I can't comment on it more than that, right? It's been a long time since I've even like heard anything about that, so I won't really say too much on it. But there are, I mean, I'm sure there's some other ones as well out there that are a bit more, air quotes, valid, perhaps. Tiddy Led says Hitler in South America is one of the most famous. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that one. There is actually, like, in South America, there are actually like cities or towns that are full of people who are descendants of Nazis, because so many of them fled Germany to South America because they had like ties to the government and industry in the area, and a lot of them escaped persecution and whatnot. But did Hitler escape? Who knows? What we do know is that although there's a theory about where he died, there's no hard, tangible, concrete evidence of his body being found, and that's about it. The CIA offered a lot of ex-SS officers, says Iridium Goy. Yeah, that's Operation Paperclip, isn't it? And the guy who took us to the moon was a horrible person, unfortunately, a Nazi who... Well, he wasn't a Nazi. He was, you know, a rocket man. Someone very much interested in rockets, but didn't seem to care if people died for him to test his rockets or whatever. Like, he didn't have much of a moral conscience when it came to progress of his rockets. And so he collaborated with the Nazi. I think he might have not even been German. I think he might have been Dutch, but who knows. Conspiracy theories are interesting, even if they're not slightly true, says UGM Trash. I think the interesting ones are the ones that have elements of truth or tangibility to them. The ones that are nonsense are probably the least interesting to me. Like, that's why you know, Flat Earth isn't interesting to me. Like, it's more of like a morbid curiosity. You're like, jeez, what have we done? How have we failed these people? Hitler's uncle was a Jew, says Zenderstoom. I've heard that as well, actually, yeah. And he wasn't German. Werner von Braun was German. You're right, X, says Roos. Well, I said that he might have been Dutch, but no. Okay, so he was German, but yeah, that's the guy who was the, you know, the chap who helped us get to the moon. And, you know, he was a Nazi rocket engineer who basically didn't care who he was working for in order to make his rockets. I don't think he was like a Nazi as in he believed the ideology. He just joined the party so he could build his rockets. And then when the Americans came along and recruited all the top Nazi scientists, he went over there and worked at NASA and helped us get to the moon. Operation Paperclip is not a conspiracy. Just look at NASA Wall of Fame. 80% Nazis. Werner von Braun was a Nazi officer, and there's a picture of him with tons of Nazis, says DJ Chain. Yeah, it's one of those, there's quite a few declassified documents and stuff that have been released over time where, like, it gets lumped in with conspiracy theory talk, but it's, like, completely truthful. Like, Operation Paperclip being one of them. It all gets talked about in that conspiracy theory type way, but it's actually a completely legit thing that happened. You know, it's not science fiction, it's what happened. Okay, so if we chopped off the top of the window at that bit there, I think I might leave. There's so many parts of this build where I'm like, I want to do this thing, I want to do that thing, I'm not sure how it's going to come together, I'm not sure if I should build the rest of this window now. We don't have to build it now, so let's leave it at that. The one over there will be parallel to it and be mirrored. The one in the middle is going to have a sign built through it. And I want to have either golf written here or putt-putt. Someone suggested calling this thing putt-putt. Blackjack says, yes, the Americans got Germans working on rockets to work on rockets. That doesn't make NASA a Nazi regime. Not all German officers were actually Nazis, says Blackjack. Yeah, that's entirely true. I wasn't suggesting it was. It's just, you know, saying what happened is that's what happened. But it does make the Germans the first nation to put a man on the moon. The man was American, but the Nazis did, said DJ Chain. Well, the Nazis didn't do it, did they? Yeah. Took American infrastructure and workforce to do all of that with some German scientists. Okay, so we need to measure out how big the letters of putt-putt would be compared to golf. So this is the middle. If we put a sign up there, we're going to have the T is 3 blocks, space, 1, 2, 3, space, 1, 2, 3. So it will come over as far as that there. So I could have, if we lowered that down, we could have putt-putt spreading across all of that. And that's too big. Now if we did golf, golf is going to be 3 for G, 3 for 0. L can be 2 and so can F. So that's 3 plus 1, 3 plus 1. That's 8 to the middle. Then 11 and 13. So the middle being here would have 6 on either side. DJ Chain says, if you join the Nazi party, you're a Nazi. End of discussion. Well, no, not really. Because some people can be coerced into joining or forced to via social pressure or physical intimidation. It's not that simple. Like, if you think the whole of Germany was on board with what was happening in World War II, be gravely mistaken. There are many stories that have survived of German workers deliberately trying to sabotage the creation of their weapons and tanks, etc., and slow down production of the war machine as much as possible. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means it extends to the middle. I think we're just going to go with golf. It'll extend to the middle so we can put it wherever we like. Now, if I step back, I actually think it might be nice to put golf in the middle and have a window above and a window below. And then have long windows on either side. So the smallest distance of a window, I think, is 2 blocks below that. Let's go up the top here. But many people just didn't want to look at what was happening at that time, says Firalol. Yeah, that as well. People just weren't... I mean, well, the people that probably didn't want to look at it didn't want to be involved in it either, right? Do putt-putt on 2 lines. I was going to do it with just 1 letter, by the way. I don't want to put it on 2 lines either. I'm going to stick with golf because it's the smallest. Okay, so if we come down 1 block lower... Wait, what was I... Okay, it ends there. 1, 2, 3. Space there. Okay. Space G-O... What am I on about? G-O-L. 3 tall. And then a gap there. That's where golf would be if we had a window at the top between those 2 letters. Losco says, many of the German scientists feared for their lives, so they did the science where they were told to. That's absolutely true as well. There's a lot of intimidation going on at that time to make things happen. That's a little bit lower than I'd like. So I think we won't have a window at the top. We'll put golf as high up as looks good. I'm having a real odd one with words today, not saying the S's and the whatnot right. Shade Grey says, there's an anecdote that I don't really believe that states that when the V2 rocket was first built, Von Braun says the day marks the birth of the spaceship. Oh, that sounds like a thing that he would say, because he very much wanted to go into space with rockets, like at that time. The Germans in Operation Paperclip worked against the American government until the CIA threatened them and their families. Why would they work against the Americans if they were against the Nazis? Why would they work against... I think you're not thinking about it right. Like, imagine you're a person in a country, you're a scientist, and then the country changes, a party takes over, and you are coerced into doing work that you don't morally agree with. Then after that happens, your country's being persecuted, put on trial, and someone comes along and says, work for us, and you won't get put on trial. Like, most people, like, the core of what a lot of people do revolve around their own self-interest and that of their family and friends and community and whatnot. Like, there's far less people that probably operate with ideology in mind over what they want for their families or what they think's best for their families. So think of it that way. Think of it like, you know, there may be this Nazi party, but you as a person inside of it doesn't mean that you are on board with its ideology. You know, like, you can't leave the country very easy. You can't go, I don't agree with you lot, I'm doing the off. Because they'll go, oh no, wait a minute, we've got somewhere to send you to. You know, they were intimidating. I think we're going to go with birch wood so it kind of pops out against the backdrop. Then again, what other colour slabs do we have? Bricks probably wouldn't work. I really feel like birch would be the instinctive colour to go for here. Randy says, actually, you also have to remember when he took over, the German people were starving. Their money value was almost worthless. Yeah, he certainly lured a lot of people in with that, you know, when times are desperate. But that doesn't mean everyone is on board with it, right? He certainly took advantage of an unfortunate situation. Hey X, I've been watching this for a while. I thought it would be a good idea to put trash cans around the shopping district. Huh. That's a good idea, but what will go into the trash cans is trash. Did I remove that block below? I did, because we're going to place this up top. Yeah, that's right. Let's get up there and figure this one out then. We're going to build ourselves a little platform and get these letters in today. So I guess our letters are going to be on these 3 blocks actually, based on the height of the roof, right? So we need these here to build. Good. Okay, and then we're going to have to use something different to put our little platform in place. Harry Potter is a great watch to understand some Nazi things. Look at Rufus Schumann as Nazi follower and Voldemort as the man of the Nazi... I don't think you want to be making comparisons between those two things. Like, I very much doubt there is a hidden undercurrent in the Harry Potter series. And if there is, you can probably link anything with like good and bad to some other thing, right? That doesn't sound like a particular thing. Katsumiolia says, also, it wasn't exactly Germany's fault. In World War I, they got blamed, which helped Hitler. They didn't... I mean, who blamed who? Like, Germany at the end of World War I was severely reprimanded for what happened. And then there was the old stab in the back myth that kind of would have left a feeling, I guess, of being betrayed or... I mean, you got to imagine, like, we don't live in a time where wars like that are fought, but when a war like is lost, that's not a good feeling to have in a country, right? And then when all the people who beat, air quotes, you put you under severe conditions for it, it leaves room for people to make up a feeling of wrongdoing, I guess. Okay, so G-O-L, I think I'm doing this right. So L would take up 2, and then space 2. Yes, I've done it correctly. I've actually done it correctly. Unbelievable. Hey X, any good metal Christmas songs to listen to, said Chad to Brad. Last year, every stream had a metal Christmas song before it. That was pretty fun. Cats, enjoy your workout at the gym. I'll be at the gym myself, my own gym, soon for a workout. I'm looking forward to it. I always look forward to working out. The Treaty of Versailles was unfair, yes, but it was also the way Germany reacted to it which sparked the Nazi movement, says MRAs. Yeah, well, there's the whole stab in the back myth thing that was perpetrated, I think, by Ludendorff. And then that created a feeling of like, we've been defeated and we've been stabbed in the back by these people. And we've been wrong done here. The defeat isn't fair, and that obviously, with that, I think that was like a pretty, a pretty far and wide, pretty far and wide spread like myth that would have meant a lot of people would have like heard that and been on board with it or whatever. Me. I'm also not defending Hitler. He was a madman, but he also fought in World War I and was the only one to survive an attack, says Sakumiolia. He wasn't the only one to survive an attack. Jeez, lots of soldiers would have survived attacks. I wouldn't think you were defending him either. I don't think anyone defends his actions, but, well, I've heard some people try and defend his actions, but I don't think much of that. Bamper Fred says, nice, X drop in the knowledge. Well, I am, as I've said before in streams, I've like watched a lot of and learned a lot about World War I and World War II. I followed the whole of the Great Wars channel, covering, because it's 100 years since World War I ended, and they covered it for the last 4 years. They did weekly videos, and I've watched every single minute of it. I'm really fascinated by it, but I also hate war as well. Like it's like looking at the, it's so bad you can't look away kind of thing, right? Disgusted by war and what we choose to do to each other, how we get caught up in these big ideas when we have all this wealth sitting around where we could feed everyone, and ugh. World War I and World War II were two different things, says Zenderstorm. Hence them not being confined into one event and being World War I and World War II. Despin says, I live in Germany, people do defend Hitler. Oh, of course, like, you know, if fascism rises again, it will happen in Germany, unfortunately. But hey, here's the thing, like, I got nothing against Germans or anyone. I personally like look at stuff like war as a whole. Like, it takes all of us to fight and have these problems, you know. The worst of what humanity done is for all of us to share, not to put on one type of people, in my opinion. Like, what happened in World War II is all of our fault. And at the same time, none of our fault, because none of us were there making decisions, right? But you get what I'm saying. Like, it's humanity that is capable of this, and we're capable of much better as well. I Am Stream says, people defend Hitler in the US especially. Yeah, I mean, there's strains of extremism and whatnot everywhere. It's unfortunate. What's really sad is when they go after people like PewDiePie and try and link him to Nazism. Like, if you keep doing, when these things happen where they go after people like PewDiePie and like try and link him to Nazis, it's like, if you keep doing this, if you keep pointing at the wrong people, you know, you'll wear down the argument, and by the time you actually start pointing at the right people and going, look, these, you know, they're trying to get young people thinking about this or that, like, you'll have, yeah, crying wolf, says Buddha, exactly, no one will turn around and listen at that point. Daryl Cohey says, heck no, have you seen the US? Fascism will probably start up here again. I'm not so sure about that. Like, I think it's really tricky to say what's going to happen next, considering how big the world is, how many variables and stuff there is going on. It's tricky stuff to do. I wouldn't speak with that level of confidence. It's just that, like, with the history of what happened in World War II, that will make Germany a hotbed for it starting again. And there are actually, like, there's Nazi villages I've heard about and seen documentaries on, and they have a real trouble with their far right, because all countries are going to have far rights, but in the country where it once became a thing and there was a war, like, it just incentivizes people who buy into that ideology more, right? I can't concentrate on these two things at once. Trying to build and whatnot. I don't understand how genocide is a war crime but nuclear weapons aren't. Dropping a nuclear bomb is basically genocide, says Awesomeo. I absolutely, wholeheartedly agree with that. So are some of the way these drone strikes are being used. But here's the thing, like, it's the victors write the conditions of the war, right? If you win the war, you're not going to call your own acts genocide. You're not going to call them that at all. You're going to write history in your favour. It's going to become a heroic act to save the war. Firalel says it's frightening to see some people use the same words as during the Nazi time here in the German Parliament again. Yeah, I haven't followed that closely, Fira, but I have heard rumblings of isn't like the third biggest party the pro-fascist one or whatever they're calling themselves. It's scary, but I mean, I don't know what to say or do about it. I'm just observing. Ghost Gone says, war sucks. If the world could just be peaceful for a couple of decades, we could start a colony on Mercury and start building a Dyson sphere. Someone was watching a Kutsunagard video. Someone was watching that Dyson sphere video the other day. Caught you red-handed. Stephen Pinker equals Enlightenment Now. Great read. Shows a real graph of how much humanity has improved. It's amazing, said Budwa. Yeah, that's something I was going to get to in a second. As much as it feels like dark times are here or near or whatever, looking at the history of violence on this planet and suffering through the forms of poverty and whatnot, of course it still exists, but it is at an all-time low. Lin Young says, what did I just stumble into? Just a humble old Minecraft stream where we're talking about Nazis and war. It's just what we do around here, apparently. Also, my ability to talk and concentrate on this project today has not gone very well so far, has it? Okay, this is actually going to be the entrance, I just realised. So, below this thing... Yeah, I think I'm just not... Do you know what? I've got other lists. I've got other things to do on my list. When I'm not, like, in the right space to focus on what I'm supposed to be doing, then it's probably better to move on. I think we've actually had like a pretty productive stream so far because we've done the roofs and that's like a time-consuming thing that needed doing. So we can be happy that we got that done. That's actually going in a different chest. These are going in different chests. There we go. Okay, now it's not so bad. And we can pack some of this stuff away. Yeah, there are other things on my list to do in this stream. If I'm not being productive with these other things, I should really... yeah, just move on. Also, speaking of productivity, I have not looked at my noises in here for a moment. Okia Cat 12 subscribe with Amazon Prime. If you are still there, I'm so sorry. That was 23 minutes ago, goodness me. And Sleepy Peanut is here resubscribing for 13 months in a row, saying Merry Christmas. I hope you will have a nice time with your loved ones. To everyone here, I hope you will have a great Christmas, of course. Thank you for the support there. Right, so I could do some more golem jostling. Do we call it that? I think I might just go dig in the nether for a bit. Actually, no. I've got another job here that's kind of tedious and simple that needs doing in this area. So I will grab my building blocks. We are looking for stone bricks, stone and andesite of all types. Andesite, stone bricks. Good. And we're going to go around, and this is the wall design, and we're going to make sure... We're going to basically go to Forces plots and tidy up some of the borders over there. Tidy up, I mean like change them so they have the same build palette. Which we'll do on this one over here eventually. But since Forces completed a plot, we'll start with hers. And we're just going to throw in these blocks and keep that theme going. Oh yeah, and I've also got to place down some snow over here. I wish I'd remembered that. I could have brought more snow layers with me. So we've got a noise in the ear. Annoying Sidekick is here doing cheers and throwing bits, saying, how does the bits work? Hashtag charity. You just did the bits, you worked them correctly, and you did the charity thing, so some of the bits go to charity as well. Thank you so much for the bits, Annoying Sidekick. I appreciate that support, and I hope you enjoy today's live stream. Sass says, did the stream just die for anyone else? Not for me, I hope, because I'm streaming. It seems to be fine over here. Randy Nicole says, did X show the new Santa's Workshop the Tango and Impulse made? I did not. I decided to just leave it and maybe show it in a video when I know it's done. George says, see ya X and chat, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. See ya George, thanks for tuning in. Apparently some other people are saying it died as well. That's unfortunate. And we got Jake B 2004 subscribing here, tier 1. Thank you ever so much, Jake B. I appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the stream. While I remember, do a little plug. Our Discord server, discord.gg/Asuma, for anyone here who's not part of it. We've reached over 9,000 members. If you'd like to be a member, you can join by visiting discord.gg. And we have Badger Spanner here with a donation, saying, I was going to give this to you last night in celebration of getting that level in Scrap Mechanic, but everything derped. Congrats. Merry Christmas, dude. Hope you have a wonderful time with your family. You too, Badger. Appreciate your support ever so much. Thank you for the donation. And I am so gutted about yesterday, because, like, it was just one of those moments where I was so into it. I was shouting and having a great time, and then I kind of looked up and it was like, oh, I've disconnected. What's going on? And then I kind of realised that it looked like you had missed all of it. I think it literally broke down right as I started to do all the funny, you know, winning the level stuff. Thank you ever so much again, Badger. Appreciate that. I find it absolutely hilarious that Green was the roped into the prank war by False and is now the ringleader of the whole thing, says Pig Puncher. False didn't rope in Green. Actually, this whole thing's really confusing. Who roped in who? Cleo kind of, I think, really kind of roped things together by... Was it blaming Ren? Do you know what? I can't even remember. What am I on about? I don't even remember how it goes. What are you doing, says Xfrinos? I am shoring up our mini golf border over here with some andesite bricks, because that was part of the theme of the theme. The build palette of the wall had andesite blocks in, so I'm just making sure that that is continuous around here. So if we go down, we've also got this here to do. False has done a fair bit of it already, just not with the andesite. So we'll add in a few more here and there, I guess. Okay, now chat is filling up with opinions and theories on who started the prank war. Goodness me. I'm not even going to touch those comments. I mean, we'll be here all day talking about who started it. Ponybutts, thank you for tuning in. Have a good day yourself. Hope you enjoy whatever you're up to. Right, it's going to be a bit tricky doing this from up here. Evil Asuma started it. He forced Grian, says Duffy the Tiger. Well, there's a theory right there, isn't there? Okay, then we've got a big batch over here that needs sorting out. Could actually do that from this side. Yeah, why not? Can do it from over here. Now I can't get out. Excellent, another idea. I haven't played Minecraft since 2015. But people used to punch Tubo to hit themselves to travel faster. Yeah, we got rockets now to fly. Don't need to use the old boost bows. Right, I reckon that's done now. Up to that part. Then we've got to go around this side. You see this is all plain. Oh yeah, False, if you're watching. 2 neglected shulkers have been rescued by False's service. I know you weren't online to rescue these neglected shulkers, so I took care of that bit for you. You can pay to get them back. Which, I guess, if it's your shop, is like not paying. Now that I think about it. What a great plan. What a great plan that was. Okay. There we go. That one's been taken care of. Wonderful. Impulse's one here is pure andesite, so I'm probably just going to let that be as is. Then I think over here we've got another one of False's. So I've got to come in here and wreck up the wall again. Jeez. This is it. Just randomly pick holes and then come back again and replace them all in a bit. And I'm going to run out of those, aren't I? That Jared says, I played Minecraft since 2010 and I'd never been excited for a game as much as I am Hytale. I'm excited for it as well. I I do have a couple of reservations. Actually, I don't. I don't know. I think I'm fully aware that, you know, you can get overly invested. You see, when there's a game that promises or looks like it promises to be something, it's quite easy for you to insert what you want it to be into what you're seeing. And on closer inspection, it kind of looks like the game might not cater to what we do on Hermitcraft very much. The adventure mode might actually just be straight up adventuring and not survival, building a base in a world. But at the same time, it would be really hard to think that Hypixel isn't aware that people want to play the game that way, right? Or wouldn't want to cater to them. So maybe the adventure mode is like both of those things, right? It's adventuring and settling down, playing like we do on Hermitcraft, because we need that. Like if it were just mini games and whatnot, like we wouldn't have the environment in which to create something like we're doing right here, where people survive and thrive and build buildings. And I'm sure Hypixel will, you know that is a part of the audience that he wants to make this game for, right? Surprise Tolba says, I wonder if One Butt will steal Asuma's username in that game. Oh, I think you know, knowing Hypixel, we'll probably be able to keep our names quite easily. In fact, I think there's already stuff in place to let you know, established YouTubers and whatnot keep their name. Duffy the Tiger says it looks a bit like Minecraft Story Mode Advanced. Not at all, dude. Not at all. No, it's very much not like story mode. It's not a interactive story game. It is it's geared towards like adventure mode and mini games. So it's like Minecraft, except like fleshed out so much more with more mobs and whatnot. Right, we need to get more andesite at this point. Yeah, it's probably not even going to have a mode resembling story mode, to be fair. Okay, let's get around here. And what do we need to do? Grab some snow layers, I think. Surprise Tolba says, for me it seems like Minecraft meets WoW. I don't think it's an MMORPG. Like, it's geared around mini players, so it's got servers, right? But then again, maybe I think if it's going to be like an MMORPG, it's servers or people who make servers for it are going to need to create that level of content and that level of playership, right? If that makes sense. If you ever feel bored, you can complete Minecraft in adventure mode. I don't think Minecraft's adventure mode is even completable. It's just a game mode used for minigame maps, right? I don't think it's actually completable. I mean, I don't know. Like, you can't start a world in adventure mode, can you? You can only do hardcore, creative, and survival. Do you think you'll play Hytale in the near future? Says Xrimfrost. I'll play it as soon as I'm able to. No doubt. Okay, let's pop down here. Kind of looks like I'm out of andesite. Where did all that andesite go? It's somewhere. That andesite is somewhere. X, where's your turtle skin? Says it's Mikhail. It's Christmas, dude. Don't have no turtle skin at Christmas. And how can you even complete Minecraft? Beat the Ender Dragon, says Duffy the Tiger. Yeah, when you kill the Ender Dragon and you see the end credits, that's the end of the game, technically, right? But we all know that's not really the end of the game. It's just the beginning, peeps. It's just the beginning. Right, so I need andesite, and there's probably some at my base or somewhere far, far away. What did I say we'd do? Grab some snow layers and just finish off that area near where False is. Oh, there's also this here. Needs filling in. I hope Hytale has at least as much agency as Minecraft. Minecraft's emergent playstyle is vital. Absolutely. I think it'll get it. I really think he knows this game and what people want from it very well. And he's obviously very competent at putting together, you know, something like this. These minigame servers are now fully fledged game. So I got genuinely good feelings for it. DJ Change says there's a thin line between inspiration and stealing, and we didn't cross it. Hypixel. That's a good point. I wouldn't have suggested that they stole anything. You know, Minecraft is now a game concept for anyone. It's like, you know, the whole Doom clone thing. It's like this is now going to be a genre of the future, and Hytale might be the next or first successful one to conclude from that. Peeps, this is where we're going to wrap the stream up. It's not been terribly productive today, but hey, it's been what it's been, right? And yeah, we're going to end it on that note. So I will go pick a Minecraft channel to raids and send you all over there if you want to check out someone new, support someone in the community. But that's going to be it from me today. So massive thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered as always. I appreciate your support and I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. Let's do this raid then. Okay, picking out a channel. And I'm looking for something in English. Okay, here's something in English. Right, see ya peeps, bye bye.